Hey everybody out there, this is Michael V. Moore, aka MicVinny, and I kind of just want to talk to you a little bit about what's been going on with me. I've been up to a lot of stuff these last couple months. So I started the idea of MicVinny back in August of 2015 is when I posted my very first blog post. And while I was coming up with the idea for MicVinny, I was actually just finishing my first book called Release the Beast, Conquer Mental, Physical, and Diet Challenges to Unleash the Champion Inside. It's a lot to say. But during that time period, I really didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with MicVinny except for making some type of fitness site. So over the next couple of months, I was in the process of really trying to figure out who I would want to help and how I would go about doing that. So when I released the Beast and I became a #1 bestseller on Amazon, that kind of, told me that, hey, Michael, you actually have something here in this fitness world. So I have a lot of experience as far as doing my own experiments on my body when it comes towards fitness. I've been the person who's been reading, fitness articles. As a matter of fact, as I sit here and talk to you, I look and see one of my old school fitness guidance books, or whatever you want to call mentors right here. One of my very first books I ever bought. I bought that back in 2006. Before I bought that book, I would just get everything online and just print out the documents and read it, or just, keep it digitized. That was one of the very few books I actually bought because I actually wanted to get a good idea of how to increase my body, get more muscles, and learn all the stuff I really didn't take seriously. And that's what led me to getting that book. And I say all that because over the years I've always been fascinated about lifting weights, about how to make your muscles bigger, how to get stronger. But I've always skimmed kind of past the actual scientific parts of the books. Whenever I would read a fitness article, it was more about the end game. So if it was an article about, how to get your legs stronger in 6 weeks, I could care less about the mumbo jumbo stuff, about the quadriceps, about the hamstring muscles, about, the different muscles types and exactly how you needed to create this certain amount of tension to get this type of result. I didn't care about all that. That was science talk. I went through 5 years of engineering, and I was kind of sick of learning all about the scientific crap. I just wanted to do stuff to get results. So that's kind of what led me down towards all these different fitness articles. Is I would always read them just for the facts, not the actual scientific knowledge of that. And me not really understanding the scientific knowledge of all that, I know is one of the reasons I'm currently in the current problem I have now, which is I have a lot of knowledge. But as far as my body, does not look like a big, incredible Hulk type person, despite the vast amount of knowledge, because I skimmed a lot of the knowledge I used to read about. And over time, I've always helped friends out and family members out, and I never realized how good I was with actually being able to recite all this information I knew. It wasn't until one of my good friends who I actually introduced him into like how to eat right and how he could progress because he had a naturally developed body. He was a track star in high school and everything. He was just very athletic naturally. And for him, he always struggled to gain weight. He wanted to gain muscle. And I used to see this guy all the time, the way he would eat. And it was like, dude, all you gotta do is eat. I'm jealous of you. Like, people think I'm skinny, but at this time period, this is when I was in my overweight phase of my life. So there was a point where I was extremely overweight, but because I'm tall and lengthy here, people don't think I'm heavier than I really am. Even now, when people see me in the locker room with my shirt off, they approach me like, oh, I didn't realize you're bigger than that. And it's like everyone for some reason thinks I'm some type of basketball player just because I got long arms and everything. But no, I can easily put on weight. And I was talking to my friend, and I just told him a few ideas, and he started going with it. He's like, "Oh man, Mike, you know what you're talking about. Maybe you should actually do this for a living or something like that." So as the years went on, I kind of never really thought about actually being a personal trainer because personally, I don't like working with people. That sounds cruel. I don't mean I don't like working with people, but it's more or less, I understand that, especially when it comes to guys don't want to hear someone tell them what to do, because I was that guy. I, for years, thought I was in shape. I remember going to the gym 6 days a week, and this is when I was overweight. Yeah, I still was going to the gym thinking I knew what it was, thinking I knew what to do to lose the weight, but the truth is I couldn't get outside my own mind. So I see this all the time when I go to the gym. You see these people trying to do squats. Oh my gosh, squats, that's my number one thing I hate to see people do in the gym, because 90% of people don't know how to actually go down and actually do a real squat. I'm not talking about these little quarter squats. I'm talking about actually full squat. If you can't go all the way to parallel, you need to take the weight off. But I say this because you see people making mistakes at the gym all the time. And it's like, man, why are people doing this? Do they not understand they can hurt themselves? But it's the ego. Everyone wants to prove they can lift more weights. They're faster than this person. And it's that bro, especially for guys. I see it more in guys than I do with women. With guys, it's more about the ego and trying to lift as much weight as possible, which is going to end up getting you hurt. And so I see all this, and that's why I'm like, I don't really want to work with people, because they don't want to listen to me right now. When I go to the gym and I see someone who can't squat correctly and I try and help them out, they just look at me like I'm crazy, like I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. And, when you see that over and over and over again and over the years, you kind of get bitter, and I go to the gym a lot of times, I don't even try and help people out. But then all of a sudden, good Michael kind of comes into play, good MicVinny, and it's like, okay, let me try and help people out. So I've been helping people out a lot more, especially ever since I started this fitness business, because I kind of wanted to see, if I knew what I was talking about, and trying to see if people would be more helpful or more willing to be helped than they were in the past if I just changed my perspective a little bit. Like, okay, so if I was a personal trainer, I gotta get used to people not doing what I asked them to do or just make suggestions. So the last couple months I've been doing at the gym, and luckily a lot of people have been positive. And a lot of people at the gym also will, correct me on my mistakes, which I love. I love when a person who's really good at doing, let's say, a deadlift will correct me on my deadlift. Or if a person see me, arch my back in a way which is not a good idea, because it can create some type of tension in my spine, which can lead to a back injury later on. I like that type of stuff. I want to get better at the gym. That's the one thing we can't do when we're at the gym. We can't see ourselves lifting weights or running, so we can't see our own technique. And it's easier when you have someone else looking at you to figure out, where your flaws are. And I know I have lots of flaws. Despite all my years of experience, I know I have some bad habits. That's why one of the reasons my squat, I always got to reevaluate and reestablish my squat, because I know I have bad techniques. I've recently started squatting, trying to squat for strength again, and it's been a little hard for me because I'm realizing my left leg is significantly weaker than my right leg. I have no idea how this happened, but over the last couple months when I've been doing a lot more bodybuilding type movements, I've realized that my left leg has gotten significantly weaker than my than my right quadriceps and everything. So the next couple months I'm going to have to come up with a program to address that issue. And that's one of the things I know as I was trying to train myself to become a personal trainer. So when 2006 took off in around January, so my book Release the Beast was out for a couple months, I decided that, let me try and actually be a personal trainer. I already had a couple coaching clients who were doing pretty good and were following my routines, and I figured, hey, why don't I actually pursue this and actually become officially certified? So for the first half of 2016, I started studying. I really didn't let people know that's what I was doing. There was only my wife and maybe 2 or 3 friends that actually knew I was actually studying to become a certified personal trainer. Well, I'm glad to say after a few weeks of studying, I almost forgot about it, because there was a good month and a half where I was putting together my MicVinny travel workout master course, where I totally ditched the personal training and stopped studying and put all my energy into that venture, and which was not a great idea. I should have finished, studying before starting that. But I set myself up to start and finish a new project in 30 days, and I did it. So the travel workout master course is there. It's always there. Go to MicVinny.com. You'll see it underneath the products or services. It's awesome. But that's not what this is about. This is about me letting you know that I am now an officially certified personal trainer. So as of a couple weeks ago, I took my exam. It's kind of funny because, when you take these big tests, you want the ideal situations and you want to be well rested. You want to study hard and everything will be perfect. Well, that's not what happened with me. The day I took the test actually was one of the worst days/nights of my life, where I only got 2 hours of sleep. I have no idea why I only got 2 hours of sleep. I just had one of these nights where I just couldn't go to sleep. And I was watching TV, watching movies, watching TV, falling asleep on the couch, getting up, waking back up, falling asleep, waking back up. And next thing I knew, it was 5 in the morning and I just couldn't go to sleep. So I tried to study right before I had my 10 o'clock appointment, and it was awful. My brain just, boom, went dead. So I drunk some coffee as I left the house, made my way to the exam center, and it was a fog. I mean, it was a fog. But somehow I passed. I already knew the information, but I just hate going into test situations like that where you're extremely just drained and you're drained, but you have to get through it. And so that's what I did. I got through it, and I got my certification, so I am an officially certified personal trainer. So does that make me better now than I was before? You tell me. A lot of people feel that certifications, validate whether or not they can do stuff. And me, that's the reason I kind of did not want to get certified at first, because I didn't want a piece of paper telling people I knew what to do as far as personal training is concerned. But after taking the exam and actually going through the course, I do understand why you need certified personal trainers. There are some aspects of personal training that I know I just don't know. There's a lot of working one-on-one with folks and analyzing all the differences in people. When you just train all your life and you only have to train yourself, you realize you only have one customer, one client that entire time. When you start training all these different individual people, that's when you start realizing that every person have their own little strengths and their own weaknesses. And that's where, being a personal trainer kind of helps out. It kind of helps you address each of those concerns, because you need a go-to resource to look up and know how to address all these individual concerns. Because one person might have a old leg injury. One person might have a shoulder injury. One person might be in their 60s and their joints are not as mobile. So you have to understand how to address all those clients. When I got my certification, the doors kind of opened up a little bit as far as what I can do with MicVinny, as well as just my own personal training. So I was trying to, decide, hey, should I, apply part-time at a local gym, or should I just continue to be all online? And I'm still deciding a little bit. But definitely being certified kind of allows me to work, at a training facility. But the opposite side is I'm also, one of those people who go to the gym on a regular basis, and no one there knows that I do this stuff because I don't broadcast it. I keep to myself. When people approach me saying I'm doing something wrong, I listen to them. I don't have this big ego where, oh yeah, I'm MicVinny. I teach traveling people how to get in shape. You can't talk to me. I'm better than you. No, I totally avoid that. So I don't approach the personal trainers now. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm certified too. You don't know what the heck you're doing. So, so over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to kind of decide what I want to do with my certified professional license. But I still will be an online personal trainer, definitely. And I just want to share this information with you, because I know it was something I kind of kept to myself, And when you have, I'm one of those personalities where I will do a lot of things and I won't take the time to celebrate. So I just want to take a little bit of time out of your day, my day, just to celebrate the fact that I got certified and I set my mind to do something and I finally achieved it. So if you see me online, you see me in person or whatever, say, hey, Mike, congratulations. I appreciate it. I'll show you the love right back. And yeah, so that's the news I just wanted to share, is the fact that I am an officially certified professional. So that means I know what the heck I'm doing. Yeah, right. Nah, so I'm around, so I'm gonna have fun with this. So I'll see you next time here. MicVinny, out.